Welcome to Sportpen.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving headfirst into, well, an unforgettable season. The 2016 Chicago Cubs.
Yes. Legendary stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking wins and losses here, though there were plenty of wins. This is about a team that really clawed its way through more than a century of history.
Mm-hmm.
They delivered these moments of just pure magic and kind of redefined what it means to be a sports legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're here to unpack the grit, the pivotal plays, and the sheer force of will that made this season such an instant classic.
And what's really compelling about the 2016 Cubs, I think, is the sheer weight of expectation they carried.
Right.
I mean, this was a franchise in its 145th year playing in Wrigley Field, which was, over 100 years old itself?
Beloved Wrigley, yeah.
And for generations, fans had lived with all those near misses and that looming narrative. The curse of the Billy Goat.
The goat. You got to mention the goat.
You do. For anyone who doesn't know, it's the story about a disgruntled fan, his pet goat, back in 45.
And they wouldn't let the goat in.
Exactly. Banned from the stadium. And many people, maybe jokingly, maybe not, blamed that for decades of misfortune.
So winning wasn't just winning a ball game for them. It felt bigger.
Oh, much bigger. It was about potentially rewriting, over a century of baseball lore.
Yeah, that curse had almost become part of the team's identity, hadn't it?
It really had.
But leading into 2016, you could sort of feel something different brewing. Theo Epstein was there,
Yeah.
shaking things up.
The architect.
Yeah. And Joe Madden, in his second year managing, well, they had talent, but like you said, history wasn't exactly on their side recently. No 100-win season since 1935.
Way back. And no division title since 2008.
So, yeah, it really felt like the pieces were maybe, just maybe, clicking into place.
And clicking might be putting it mildly. Their 2016 regular season, it wasn't just good, it was historically dominant.
Okay.
Best record in Major League Baseball, 103 wins, 58 losses, 1 tie.
103 wins, wow.
And they just steamrolled their division. Won the NL Central by, 17 and a half games?
17 and a half. That's not close.
No. That kind of margin, it just speaks to this sustained excellence across the whole season.
Absolutely. And the individual performances were just, astounding. Take Kyle Hendricks. Led all the qualifying pitchers in the majors in ERA.
Which is huge for those maybe not deep into baseball stats. ERA, earned run average.
Right. How many runs a pitcher allows per 9 innings, basically.
Exactly. Leading the league. That's top-tier pitching. Simple as that.
And it wasn't just Hendricks, was it?
No. You had Jake Arrieta and John Lester right up there with him. I mean, their pitching staff was just incredibly stingy.
And that fueled everything else.
It really did. Statistically, look at it. Best in the league, preventing runs, fewest hits allowed, lowest opponent batting average.
Just shut down opposing hitters.
Pretty much. But importantly, it wasn't only pitching. Their offense was also, really well-rounded.
Okay. How so?
They were great at getting on base, driving runners in, drawing walks. All those signs of a disciplined, potent offense.
Right. Not just relying on the home run.
Exactly. And Addison Russell's RBI total, that was pretty remarkable. More runs batted in than any Cubs shortstop since Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks. That puts it in perspective. That's legendary territory for the Cubs.
It really does. Puts his contribution in a historical context for that franchise.
And September that year, man, it felt like they just couldn't lose. It was this relentless display of everything they could do.
Yeah, clutch hits, pitchers throwing complete games.
Hendricks and Bryant winning player and pitcher of the month.
Right. It felt like they were hitting their peak at exactly the right time.
Do you remember that crazy game against the Giants? The one they won late?
Oh, yeah. The ninth inning rally, then winning it in extras.
Yes. That kind of win.
Yeah.
That builds something, doesn't it? Forges that team spirit.
Totally. Builds that belief. And you saw it snowballing, reaching 90 wins earlier than any Cubs team since 45.
Finally clinching the division.
Yep. First time since 08. You could just feel the momentum building game after game.
And then hitting 100 wins.
Yeah.
First time since the 1930s.
Monumental. Just a huge milestone erased.
And the way this team was actually put together is pretty fascinating, too, isn't it? It wasn't just one thing.
No, it's a great case study in modern team building. You had homegrown guys drafted, like Chris Bryant.
MVP later that year.
Right. Then shrewd trades, Rizzo, Arrieta, later Chapman, Montgomery.
Key pieces.
Yeah.
And big free agent signings.
Huge ones. John Lester, Ben Zobrist, Dexter Fowler, David Ross.
Veterans, leaders.
Exactly. And then, you have a top prospect like Wilson Contreras get called up mid-season and just immediately make an impact.
It was like this perfect storm of talent acquisition and development.
It really felt like it. Scouting, player development, trades, free agency,
Yeah.
all working together.
And something else you always hear about, but it seemed real with this team, the chemistry.
Yeah, the human element. You can't discount that.
They genuinely looked like they enjoyed playing together, like they had each other's backs.
And you have to give Joe Maddon a lot of credit there.
For sure.
Creating that atmosphere, managing all those different personalities, keeping them focused on the big prize, that's not easy.
No, it's crucial. When players trust each other, have that camaraderie.
It helps navigate the bumps in the road. A long season always has bumps.
Definitely. And that unity, you often see it translate onto the field, right? Especially when the pressure's on.
Absolutely. Which brings us to the playoffs.
Okay, here we go. The NLCS against the Dodgers.
Hendricks and Lester were just masterful.
Dominant. And wasn't it Javier Baez and Lester who were co-MVPs?
Yeah, Javi and Lester speaks volumes about how key they both were in that series.
And then, finally, after all those decades, clinching the pennant at Wrigley.
Imagine the noise, the energy.
Sending the Cubs to their first World Series since 1945. Just incredible.
That moment at Wrigley. Yeah, a culmination of so much hope, so much waiting.
But the job wasn't done.
Not even close. They had a really tough opponent waiting, the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, man, that World Series. An absolute classic. 7 games.
Roller coaster is the right word. Back and forth, tense moments.
Mm-hmm.
And then Game 7.
Game 7. Extra innings. A rain delay.
The rain delay.
And that players' meeting during the delay.
Mm-hmm.
It's become legendary now, hasn't it? Led by Jason Hayward?
It really has. Taken on this almost mythical quality, in that moment of just immense pressure.
Right.
A veteran steps up, rallies the troops, and then you see the impact almost immediately when play restarts. Schwarber's single.
Picked off the rally.
It just highlights how important leadership and that mental side are in those huge moments.
And then Ben Zobrist, 10th inning, Game 7, delivers the go-ahead hit.
Clutch doesn't even begin to cover it. Just, wow.
World Series MVP, deservedly so.
Totally. And then the final out, Bryant fields it, throws to Rizzo.
And it's over. 108 years. Done.
You saw the emotion just pour out of guys like Rizzo and Zobrist. It wasn't just winning a trophy.
No. It was release. Generations of waiting, of heartbreak just washed away.
That final play, it wasn't just the end of a game. It was the end of that century-long narrative.
And the celebration in Chicago, unbelievable.
The estimates were, 5 million people for the parade and rally?
5 million. That's one of the biggest gatherings, ever in North America, right?
It's up there. It just shows the deep, deep connection between that team and the city.
And like we mentioned, Chris Bryant caps it off by winning the NL MVP that year.
The perfect individual honor for such an amazing team achievement.
It's kind of fascinating, though, looking back now, how many of those key guys eventually moved on.
Yeah, that's the nature of pro sports, isn't it? Teams evolve, cores break up eventually.
It's a reminder of how fleeting these moments can be.
It is, but what that 2016 team did, the sheer joy they brought, that legacy is permanent. It fundamentally changed what it meant to be a Cubs fan.
From hoping to knowing.
Exactly. From, perpetual yearning to finally reaching that mountaintop. And players like Zobrist have talked a lot about the mental toughness needed.
Yeah, performing under that kind of pressure.
Right, and how important things like mental skills training are becoming for athletes to handle that pressure, handle setbacks.
It really was more than just a baseball season, wasn't it? It became this huge cultural moment.
Definitely.
The 2016 Cubs, they didn't just break a curse, they rewrote history. They gave a whole city, generations of fans, this moment of just pure, absolute joy that was over a century coming.
Beautifully put. The masterful team building, those unforgettable individual performances, that belief against history itself.
It all just came together.
Yeah, coalesced into this sports legend that, we're still talking about today and people will talk about for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Well, this has been fascinating. Thanks for listening to Sportpen.